Hey everyone, this is just a quick video to just tie up the music library project that I was working on. So what we're going to see here is that I've finally finished all of my mixes and I've exported everything the way I want. So my final step here is to just do one last double check of everything. And so with that comes this idea of just making sure that my files are all the same length, that my stem's exported properly, that all my, just doing one last pass just to make sure that nothing went wrong. So usually, while everything is done in Logic for me, I usually just use Pro Tools just because this way, if I need to re-export anything, I can keep my session open and just kind of, I can keep my Pro Tools session open in the background. But what we've got here is I imported everything. So I've got my 4 stems, backing, bass, melody, and percussion. I've got my full mix, my underscore mix, and my narrative mix. And then I've also got my 30-second, 60-second, 30-second, and 15-second cuts. And then I did it for all 3 cues. So what we're going to just do quickly is, so I've grouped all my stems together. And then you'll see I'm just going to switch the solo between the full mix and the stems, say somewhere in the middle here. And that sounds like it's pretty much just about right. I'm going to do a quick spot check at the end. Right, so you can see that that kind of works out. And then of course I can double check my underscore if I want. And my narrative, and so that all kind of seems good. Next I can double check my start and stops for the shorter mixes. Well, I guess I could do it for the full mixes as well, for the full piece. So you can see here I've got a good tail. I've got no clipping at the end of my region. It might seem like a bit of a strong start at the beginning here, but here, let's just turn off the view clip name, and just for a second here, view clip gain info. So yeah, we can see it seems maybe a bit harsh, but it plays back just fine. Yeah, that doesn't sound, I don't hear any kind of click or anything. And so again, if we look at the end of our file, we can see a nice clean out. So that looks good. And we'll just double check at this one over here. Same thing, great. And then same thing at the end. So all those are looking good. I can also in Pro Tools just easily select a file and see the length of that clip. And you can see I'm exactly 1 minute, so that's good. Exactly 30 seconds and exactly 15 seconds. So that's really convenient. The next thing that I've got, the next cue, you can see total length is 218. This one is 1 minute, 30 seconds, 15 seconds. So that's really good. We'll just do a quick check here. 216, 1 minute, 30, and 15 on the nose. So that's really good. We'll just do a quick spot check here. That sounds good. Same thing in the middle. So that all seems good. And finally, one last spot check over here. Whoops. So that all seems fine. And one last thing. Right, so everything seems to have worked out just fine. I'm going to go through and do a careful listen and playback just to make sure nothing really went wrong. I almost had an old MIDI accordion appear in one of my exports. And so those are the little mistakes that can just happen. And so I'm going to do a quick playthrough of everything just to make sure I don't deliver something improper to my client, because ultimately he'll just give me a call back and be like, you did this wrong. So that's it. And then the one last thing I'm going to show you, I use this tool just as a double check. I'm going to use RX here just to see quickly. I'm going to send it to RX. Whoops. There we go. I'm going to pull up the waveform stats just to make sure that my final mixes are turning out the way I want. So I was aiming for about -20 in my RMS and or integrated loudness. And we can see I'm right at that number there. So that's really good. And my true peak couldn't pass -3. And so I'm fine with that there as well. Let's just close that. And okay, so that works for what that was the first cue there. Let's take a look at this other one. Send, and we're gonna see RMS -21, 22. That's fine. Again, it wasn't a must be this or that, and my true peak is also fine. So that's good. And then one last cue to check. I'm gonna send over to RX. You can also just open it up in RX, but because I have the files already in Pro Tools, it just makes it a bit easier. And yeah, -19 and -3. So we are definitely just fine in terms of our loudness, which is good. And if we just take a quick look at the waveform here, let's just make this big. We can close that now. We can see that this is a very dynamic track. Nothing here seems out of, doesn't look like this was overly compressed or limited or anything. So that's nice. The mastering engineer will have plenty of room to really bring that up. And same thing with these other ones. So that's all I wanted to show you, just to give you a sense, to wrap up this music library project and to give you a sense of what goes into it, how to mix for it, and what the final deliverables will look like. After doing one final listen here, I'm also going to have to prepare a spreadsheet with all the tempo information, key information, instrumentation, and things like that. So that's just another little detail that we've got to do. But it's all pretty straightforward, and it's just a template from the production company. So anyways, hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.